said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
Salt, if we were to stop eating, we wouldn't die from lack of calories. We would die from lack of micronutrients, which is like your magnesium, potassium, and that's in salt. So you wouldn't die from lack of fuel, you'd die from lack of micronutrients.
Is that true?
Swear down! I haven't got the resources because I've put my phone in airplane mode, but it is true.
So all poor, starving, skinny people in Africa, they don't need food. What they need is salt.
Well, they need the micronutrients.
Right.
And a lot of that is like potassium, magnesium, and things like that.
I'll need more convincing, I'm afraid. I'll need more convincing. Yeah.
I will send you some things over, and I promise that.
It's interesting, though. What you saying, Southpaw? You buying that or what?
Salt, nutrition. I don't know. I've heard.
No, honestly.
I've heard electrolytes are very good for you, and
electrolytes are amazing.
I had a drink of this. I don't know what was it, like a Lucozade water. And
yeah, Lucasade's probably not a great electrolyte.
It tasted salty, and I was like, what? And then I look and it said salt and electrolytes and all this stuff, and I felt good after, actually.
The thing is, most electrolytes have got loads of shite in it, like all your flavourings and that. So it's not great. You just want to get that salt in there.
What does a good electrolyte drink?
Salt.
Just salt?
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't come here to sell salt, by the way. Like, that's not what I'm doing.
You're doing a good job of it.
I've got some Celtic sea salt in my bag if you'd like to buy any.
So where does the, what would appear to be, myth that salt is bad for you come from then? Is that nonsense?
So they say that salt raises and gets you high blood pressure, but being dehydrated ends up giving you high blood pressure. So in order to properly hydrate yourself, you need electrolytes, which is in your salt.
Right.
So the FDA recommends that you have it's 2,300 milligrams of salt a day. But if you go to the hospital, God forbid you have a poorly, them big bags of saline that you're attached to in the hospital, what's it got in it?
God knows.
9,000 milligrams of salt.
You know what? When you first said it, I thought nonsense. But you sound so informed and so sure that I'm buying it.
Thank you.
I'm buying it, And even if you're wrong, you're selling it enough. So yeah, I'm with you. It's a salt Southpaw. So that means...
Honestly, get some Celtic sea salt off Amazon.
Listen,
it's like £10.
Listen, as soon as I get home at night, I'm racking lines up and we're off, mate. Let's go, champ. Do you know what I mean? I told you it was a good idea.
Salt. Fantastic. Let's do it.
Lines of salt, that's all getting
man.
through the next day, 100 billion%.
Imagine if somebody actually had it. I mean, look, let's not beat you on the bush. Somebody has once. Somewhere, someone has sniffed a line of salt.
I think I probably did it when I was about 19. Yeah.
Some of the stuff you buy probably is, to be fair.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Not far off. It might be worse, to be fair.
All of the crap in food these days. It's
I know, yeah.
probably just thingy, but I'm not going to bore everyone with my thoughts on that one.
So, Southpaw, tell me, are we rolling, sir?
We are rolling.
We are rolling. Mm-hmm. Well, today, before we do that, let's do the whole... thank you, everybody, for tuning in to people like us. What we want to say is, what's the statistic, Southpaw?
Around 74% of our viewers are not subscribed.
Imagine that, 74%.
74% of what?
Our subscribers.
Are not.
Oh, our viewers, are not subscribed.
Yeah.
So
that's sad.
So 3/4 of the people that watch have not subscribed.
They need to give a red wobble.
Do you know what? It's good for everybody. If they subscribe, they're obviously watching it because they like it, right?
Yeah.
So if they subscribe, they're going to get notifications and that, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to watch more, and they're helping the channel out and help us grow. Do you know what I mean?
It makes all the sense.
It does make all the sense, and it's a dying shame. But look, if you are watching, we do appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be helpful. Without further ado, today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, has been and is on a journey, as many of us are. She's living proof that change, we can become better. I think that's probably the way to say that.
That's very wholesome. A nice, wholesome entrance.
It's not finished. From what little I know, she's an inspiration. She's the founder of Nictrition. Is that right?
Yeah.
We are honoured and grateful to be joined today by Miss Nicola Patterson. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. In the house.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking with people like us. That's our tagline,
I like that.
Thank you for talking with people like us.
I like that.
The people like us thing comes from a sign. Long story. I went to Cuba once. Amazing place.
Oh my God, really? I want to go there.
Yeah, man, the best thing I ever did. Awesome. But in this restaurant, what was the line? Oh yeah, in this restaurant there was this great big sign, and it said, it was neon. It looked like that, and it said,
neon.
"People like you need to eat with people like us." You know
Love
what I mean?
that.
And I thought, oh, that's
like
lovely,
that.
that wholesome, that, innit?
That's nice,
And
that.
it was my screensaver for a long time.
Oh, mate.
And then we started doing this podcast and we were looking for a name. And all of a sudden I was like, I just looked at it and saw people like us. And I thought, get in. So I've
No,
robbed it. It's not original,
nice
it's robbed.
that.
Do you know what I mean?
It's nice that. I like that.
So, look, let's start from the beginning, Nicola.
Okay.
There's ups and downs and rounds, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
So, all right. We know from what you've told us, you are doing Nictrition. We are going to get into it. We're going to find out all about it, what it does, what the plan is, blah, blah, blah. But let's rewind it back a little bit. Let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah? You're from the Northeast, right?
I am born and bred Darlow.
Born and bred Darlow.
Darlow,
Lovely.
yes.
Yeah.
Can't say Darlington, it just sounds a bit, I don't know, like it's Darlow, isn't it?
Yeah, so from what I've gathered, again, we know each other sort of by sight, really. That's
I
really...
know, did you used to work?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I gave you a lift home once.
Oh, did you?
Once you asked me for a lift.
Was I hungover?
Probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably. I think we all were, though, to be fair. Yeah,
You need to be drunk for that job to be any good.
We were smoking shelter buddies.
Oh my God, we were!
We were smoking shelter buddies.
Oh, that's really wholesome.
Yeah, but so this seems like a bit of a game of two halves with you because you'd be the first to say, you know, the person we see today, this health conscious, you know, inspirational thinking type person, wasn't always the person that you were, right?
Oh, definitely not. Jesus Christ.
So how did all that come about? What's the story?
I don't know
What
how far
happened?
back you want me to go, really.
As far back as you feel you want to go.
So, obviously, you are a I'm going to get into this actually, to be fair with you. I think everyone is an adaptation of their environment. So, you hang out with 5 dickheads, you're going to be the 6th one, aren't you? Not that my old friends were dickheads, but they just weren't right for me at the time. And when you get involved with the wrong crowd, you do things that they do. You sort of want to fit in a little bit, don't you? Do you know what I mean? And it kind of all started when I was about 11.
11?
Yeah.
Started young?
I mean, my friends are lovely. I know them now, and they've all completely changed as well. So that's, you know, really good. But when you're trying to be in a crew, especially when you're that young, you're quite impressionable as well. You want to do things to fit in with people, even if it's something that isn't particularly great. So, I mean, I've been diagnosed now, but I've got ADHD and autism. So when I was younger, I didn't really know how to deal with that. I just thought it was a bit weird. But now I know that being weird is actually a fucking superpower.
Right.
It really is. It's
I've heard that
awesome.
said.
It is, honestly. Like, I don't personally think I could have done any of this and look at my phone like it's on my phone. I don't think I could have done any of what I'm doing now if I didn't have the whole TISM thing.
Autism.
Yeah.
How did you know the ADHD? I understand how you get diagnosed with autism. I get that. But
Yeah.
how do you get diagnosed with ADHD?
I mean, I've had 3 assessments and then
Who assesses you?
just this woman in an office.
A woman in an office.
And woman in an office.
What
It's
was
always
her-
the same woman.
What was her credentials?
I think she's got a few GCSEs. I'm not
Has
too
she?
sure. Yeah.
Few C's. Few C's. Is that what she's got?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right.
You just kind of go to a room, they ask you loads of questions, and then, I mean, they basically said to me in no uncertain terms, they were like, we don't want to sound unprofessional, but if you don't have ADHD, we would eat our hats. And I was like, that's fair. But I don't take any medication for it at all.
I mean, I'm a big proponent of that. To be honest, I don't.
yeah.
I don't believe if you can avoid. I've had problems with medications. I'll maybe get into it later on. They don't do any good.
They don't?
They don't.
I feel like it just kind of, it dulls someone down. Like, everyone is so individual and you've got to embrace your little quirks and stuff like that. But if you take something that is going to dilute you a little bit, like, don't do that. Try and, do you know what I mean? And this is kind of why I got into the whole nutrition thing, because I feel like, I mean, nothing against doctors, because they are amazing. It comes from a good place with doctors. But if a doctor is going to prescribe you something without asking about your lifestyle, about your diet or anything like that, then you've got a dealer, you haven't got a fucking healer.
You've got a dealer, not a healer.
Do you know what I mean?
Listen.
I also saw that in Cuba in neon lights somewhere.
You've got a dealer, not a healer.
Yeah, well, I.
What a line.
Sorry, innit?
Yeah, it's good that, like. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, look, we all hear about all this fentanyl stuff and all that in America. And is it the opioid crisis? Is that what they're calling it? Opioid crisis?
Yeah,
not too sure,
no,
actually,
it was
no.
really bad. It was a Sackler family that started it all.
Yeah, that's
and they
it.
were basically just prescribing it
Yeah.
willy-nilly.
And the problem is, right, if you go to a doctor or something like that, because we all do it, we all rely on these doctors to help us, but they don't look at the root cause of stuff. They just give you something. And it's like, if you dig a hole in the fucking ground and then put something over that hole, the hole's still there.
Totally.
Find the issue, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at with it all. But I just wanted to, I got into Nictrition because, it still feels weird saying that, but I got into it because I really want to help people. I want to do it in the right way. I'm not trying to say I'm better than doctor, because I'm obviously not. But if I can help someone get to the root cause of an issue, they might not have to go to a doctor then. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Stop. Hold up. Before we carry on, just a quick word from our sponsor. Do you have a business? Thinking about starting one? Dash, the bespoke web design and branding experts. When you have a business that needs a professional online presence, when your current website is starting to look a little outdated and tired, when you have an idea and want to see it brought to life online, that's where Dash can help. Dash create bespoke websites built around your business and its requirements, from exceptional e-commerce stores to sell your products online, to beautiful brochures showcasing who you are and what you do. The team at Dash will become an extension of your business. You'll be assigned a dedicated team who will help guide and advise from the initial design brief all the way to the website launch. Not only that, Dash provide full aftercare to carry out any changes, alterations or updates quickly and efficiently. It's like having your very own personal web development team 365 days a year. Dash understands that in today's world, the right online image, exposure and representation is the key to success. Book in a free, no obligation consultation with one of their experts today to see how Dash can make your online vision an online reality. Just visit www.dashmedia.co.uk or search Dash Media on Google to find out more. Dash, the bespoke website and branding experts.
Before we get to Nictrition, I just want to explore a little bit more from the beginning. So, forgive me for being forward, but was there some troubles when you were, before you got to the Nictrition stage?
Oh my God, yeah, Jesus Christ, there was loads.
Would you care to share some?
I would love to.
Tell me some.
I just don't really know where to start. Obviously, I'm coming up to 2 years sober.
Congratulations.
Christmas Eve, thank you. Never thought I'd even say that a million years. And it's potentially one of the best things I've ever done. I don't have anything against anyone that still drinks. You know, if it affects your life, if it doesn't affect your life in a detrimental manner, then absolutely crack on, have the pints, do you know what I mean? But if it's getting to a point that you know it's affecting yourself, your family, your children, like, it needs to be sort of looked at. And it was getting the point where it was like negatively affecting me. And it was actually Christmas Eve, nearly 2 years ago. Loads of drink, other stuff as well. And I screamed at my housemate. I called my boyfriend a literate monkey. Don't know why. Slandered all that hard, nearly fell off the fucking hinges. And then I vomited all over my wall. Yeah, which wasn't sexy or great. And I just woke on Christmas Day feeling like an absolute bag of dicks. And I was like, you know what, I think this needs to stop. I'll just do a month.
Right.
But what I'll be completely honest and open, like, one of the main reasons I wanted to stop drinking was because I wasn't able to drink and not do drugs as well. I couldn't do it. Like, it was like an automatic thing. Have a pint, do that, do you know what I mean? And I thought the common denominator is the fucking peeve. I'm never going to order anything. I'm saying like it's a fucking swear word, like it's Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Like, I'd never have done that sober. So the common denominator was a drink. There's more chance of me grandma ordering a bag when she's, do you know what I mean, than me getting it sober. But I just thought to myself, what I'll do is I'll just do a month. I'll see what a month's like. I'll just do a month. January, everyone's skin depressed anyway. I thought no one's going to be going out. I did a month and I was like, well, that was all right, wasn't it? And then I did 2 months. But I didn't tell anyone. I didn't say,
tell anybody?
No, I obviously told my close friends and my family and stuff like that. I was like, right, do not ask me out for a drink. But I feel like sometimes we're in a world now with social media that, yeah, don't get me wrong, I post a lot of stuff, we all do. But I feel like people post a little bit too much. And sometimes it's good to succeed, to fail in private, and then you can succeed in the public. So if I'd started putting things on about stopping drinking and I had failed, then everyone would have known about it and it would have been quite a lot of pressure on me. So I only wrote things when I got to like 6 months sober.
Do you know what? Like, the other side of it, I've recently attempted almost quit smoking. But I found through years and years of attempting and not telling people, then I wasn't letting anybody down when I did again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because nobody knew. So I found what worked for me is telling as many people as possible
That's
about
fair.
it. That's what I found worked for me.
Yeah,
because
that's
then
good
I was
though.
held accountable by people I didn't want to think you're a failure. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I completely get it. That, you know, what did you say? It's you fail in private and succeed in public. Is that right?
I think that's what I said, yeah.
Something like that. It sounded
Yeah.
good.
It sounded
good.
Yeah, hopefully
I'm sold on
I'll
it.
probably get them mixed up again later and be like, you shouldn't ever succeed in private and fail in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want to make a big thing out of it. And then when it got to 6 months, I was like, right, okay, I think I've actually stopped drinking.
Right.
But I think this is another reason why I think that the whole Nictrition thing's gone so well, because everyone knows me as being an absolute seshhead years ago. And I've just completely done a bit of a U-turn. So they're like, well, if she can fucking do it.
Yeah, it's pretty inspiring.
I can
like.
a little bit, yeah.
It's pretty inspiring.
Yeah, I don't even have coffee. I don't even have coffee after 2 p.m. now.
I heard that said.
Yeah.
Coffee after 2.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Honestly, it's mental.
At first, I was thinking, oh wow, but then I thought, hang on, she hasn't quit nicotine. She hasn't quit caffeine. She just doesn't have it after 2.
I love caffeine.
Caffeine's
I
awesome.
like caffeine. You can't beat a good cup of coffee.
Have you heard the thing about? I'm probably repeating this, but caffeine is actually a lot better than we think it is. So,
oh God, yeah. It just depends what caffeine you get.
yeah, but we live in a world, a society, a
Mm-hmm.
planet, really, that is all addicted to caffeine in one way, shape, or form. We're all
100%.
consuming it all day, every day, just about everybody. That makes up 95% of people. But I watched this, it was a podcast, and there was a guy on, and basically his crack was like, he was banging to like magic mushrooms and stuff. That was his whole shtick. Do you know what I mean? About
Yeah.
hallucinogenics and like,
Was it Joe Rogan by any chance?
it was that one.
I
Yeah.
love Joe Rogan.
That's where it was. Yeah.
I do. I must admit, I do like Joe Rogan.
And there was a guy on there, a guest, and
Yeah.
he basically does all this stuff. He made a documentary. That's why he was there promoting his documentary about hallucinogenics. But he actually talks about caffeine. And he said, right, okay, this is the crack. And he said, I was a coffee drinker. You know, so
Right.
he drank coffee every day, like most of the world does.
Yeah.
He decided to go on a bit of a mission. I'm probably butchering the date, but let's just say, for example, for 3 months he wouldn't touch caffeine, right?
Right, okay.
Side story, he said it was torture, long story short. But he got used to it.
Yeah.
The plan was that at the end of the 3 months, he was going to have a coffee because he knew or heard that is supposed to be like a really powerful, hallucinogenic, like you know, like real trippy
DMT thing.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically tells the story that this day came, you know, 3 months later or 6 months, whatever it was, maybe even a year. And he sat in a coffee shop and he ordered his coffee that he used to order and he drank the coffee and he went absolutely through the roof. And he said it was one of the most, like, you know, mind-opening, like all that good
No
stuff
way.
happened. Yeah. And he basically says, so, you know, to get what coffee actually is or to get what caffeine actually is, that's how you should be playing it. You should be having long gaps in between and using it as like a psychedelic, I guess.
I think people just rely on it because they don't have enough actual natural energy. We all kind of rely on it because we're all a bit like, I need some coffee, do you know what I mean?
We're all hooked on it.
Yeah, of course we are.
Become reliant on it.
Of course we are.
That's what
I mean,
it
I
is.
must admit, I do like coffee, but you've got to get it without the mould and stuff like that. And that's always in the supermarkets. It's not great.
What coffee are you on like?
I actually went to Portugal for my friend's hen do a couple months ago, and there was this coffee shop that I'd researched before I went. That's how much I've changed. Instead of just going on holiday, I actually research cafes now.
So instead of finding out where you're going to get the bags from, you're finding out where the best coffee's from.
Exactly. I got a bag of coffee instead of a bag of gear. It's just life-changing. And I found this like really nice coffee shop and I got like a really nice bag of coffee and it is beautiful. But I've got a little cafetiere at home. I was calling it a catheter for a while.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
I was calling it a catheter.
What did you call it? A cafetiere?
Yeah, it's called a cafetiere.
What's a cafetiere?
It's this thing that you make coffee in.
Oh, the uppy-down thing?
Yeah, you
yeah.
push it. But it's definitely not a catheter.
With the gauze in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's the one,
That's
yeah.
the
And
one.
it is absolutely lovely. It's really nice coffee.
When I was a
But
kid...
It's nearly run out.
Funny you should remind me of that. When I was a kid, I don't know if anybody did this, but when I was at school, everybody smoked weed.
Oh, God, yeah.
And everybody did something called a bucket,
Oh, my God, yes, a bucket, yes.
which is a 2 litre bottle of
Never
water.
liked weed.
2 litre bottle of water, 1 litre in the middle. And the idea was, you put the weed on top of the bottle, you lit the lighter, you remember this, Nicola?
Yeah.
You lift it up, and the suction sucks the weed or the smoke into the thing.
It's quite a fancy contraption, to be completely
Well,
honest with you. It's quite intricate.
What became a craze, right, was the thing that went on top of the bottle. It was called the chillum. Remember that word?
Oh my God, the chillum.
Remember the chillum?
That's just give me chills, that.
And yeah, and they were like sockets off a socket wrench set.
Yeah.
Sockets with tape wrapped around them so
Yeah.
they'd stick in the bottle. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It's like as if that's what they were made for.
Fucking chillum,
And
man.
somebody came up with a thing that inside of a cafetiere, if that's what we call it, inside of a
Yeah, that's the
cafetiere,
one.
there was gauze. And this gauze, this metal crisscross stuff in the middle of the cafetiere, which makes it do what it does, works brilliant as the gauze for a chillum to do the weed thing.
Oh my old self hasn't actually left me at all.
I didn't know that it was called a cafetiere, but I knew my mum had one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, as a
got
12-year-old
one
kid, I
from
put two and two together. I'm having that. So I just took it to bits, took the gauze out, put it back together. Brilliant for a gauze. But then, 2 weeks later, my mum's like, Daniel? And I'm like, yeah. And obviously I denied it, but so sorry, mum. But yeah, I stole it and it became the chillum
Your
gauze.
man's chillum.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Nah, never liked weed.
No?
No, it slowed me down and just made me go a bit didn't like it at all. I did accidentally eat once, edibles. It was the worst 7 hours of my entire life.
I've heard it's rough.
It was horrible. Never again. Because you can't get out of it. You're just fucking stuck there. Do you know what I mean?
You scranned a load of them recently, didn't you, South Paul?
Absolutely not. While we're on, while we're on bettering ourselves, I am intrigued. Obviously, nearly 2 years sober now. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Was there anything that you noticed within that first 6-month period instantly that was like health or mental wise that you thought, wow?
My mental health, absolutely insane. It was I talk quite fast anyway. I have tried to slow myself down.
Yeah, just take a breather.
I'll probably just be on you get ×2 when someone sends you a voice note. It's usually like that, but ×3 with me, so I'm doing quite well. My brain just went,
No cloud, nothing above it.
nah. Just there's a lot of things going on there when you're llamas dancing and stuff like that. But they're all happy, do you know what I mean? They weren't happy before, they're all happy now. And I think the best thing was, I actually really enjoyed it. And everyone still says to me, I'm really grateful, I'm so much gratitude for it. Everyone still says to me, really well done. And I feel like I'm cheating. Someone says well done because I haven't actually done anything. It would have actually taken more to drink. I've just stopped, but I think it came at the right time though.
Yeah.
It came at the exact right time. I do think, without sounding like an absolute hippie, I do think everything happens for a reason, but also the obstacles in your path are your path.
I think I disagree with the fact that you don't, that you haven't done anything to be praised for, because that in this day and age, it's not as easy as just, you say, okay, I'm not going to eat pizza anymore. It's not as simple as that, because that lifestyle, like you've just said, if you've come of age into a group of people, your whole social network is doing these things.
I know.
And it's you're not just quitting the substances, if you like. You're quitting sort of your friends. You're sort of quitting your life, sort of thing. So it is a big feat, and to me, I think it's huge because of so much that's involved with it. And
I think it's a little bit right. So everyone's always on social media, love yourself. Loving you, I know, love thyself. Loving yourself isn't a feeling, it's your fucking job. You have to love yourself. You are literally your best friend. You hang out with yourself every fucking day. Don't get me wrong, I love my fiance, but the relationships and stuff, they are added happiness to an already happy life. So if that was to ever go wrong, yes, I'd be absolutely devastated, but I'm still okay because I'm with me every single fucking day. Sorry, Mag. You've got to be your own best mate. You have to enjoy hanging out with yourself. And I didn't enjoy hanging out with myself when I was constantly hungover. I was, it was actually, I don't mind talking about this now, by the way. This isn't like a violent moment because I'm like a golden retriever now. I'm like the happiest person in the world. But I think it was about 2.5 years ago. And this is purely what I said before about the adaptation of your environment. It was, I'd been out all night. I was absolutely fucking arsehole. And I took an overdose.
Huh.
Yeah.
Of what?
It was, what was it? Diazepam? I had about 12.
Delicious.
Yeah, lovely. Just a bit of salt on top. And like now, I couldn't think of anything worse. I could not think of anything worse than doing that. And obviously, I'm grateful that I'm still here. But that was because my environment was drink, it was drugs, I wasn't taking care of myself. I felt like absolute shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, whereas now, I wake up every morning and without sounding like an absolute sap, like I can't wait to go to sleep because I can't fucking wait for tomorrow.
Really?
I swear down, and I'm not just saying
Wow.
that because I'm getting filmed. Like I've said it to a few people recently. I cannot wait to just get up and
Wow.
like do what I'm doing now. It's just unbelievable. I've cried loads this week. It's ridiculous.
That's imagine feeling that. I wake up screaming, me. That's how I wake up every day. Like, that's how I wake up. That's just life.
Really?
Yeah. Terrified,
Oh,
mate.
fuck's sake,
Terrified,
that's not
mate.
good, man.
Yeah, mate. Walk around all day saying thank you, please don't let anything happen. That's how I live. Yeah.
Constant fear.
Yeah, we're all messed up, mate. Yeah, we're all messed up, mate.
We're all fucked. Like
Completely
we're all
fucked, mate.
completely
Spanned,
fucked up. You've got to find the kind of fucked up that you enjoy. You know what I mean?
Or
Mine
run
is
away.
waking up and being like Mary Poppins singing around the house, you know what I mean?
Ideal. Yeah, but
It's lovely.
them diazepams, they're a bit naughty, them. They're a bit scary.
What?
Diazepams. Or pams,
Yeah, I
whatever you
know.
call them. I had a bit of a run-in with them once. So I once...
really?
Yeah. It was innocent, right?
Oh, right, okay.
I don't mind saying I am an addict. I'm not addicted to things really per se. I've been through the ring with just about everything. But as a person, I am an addict.
Yeah.
I can be addicted to anything. Do you know what I mean? And
Addicted personality as well.
totally, yeah, absolutely insane, yeah. So, in life I've had it all. I've had the weed, I've had the coke, I've had the drink, blah, blah, blah. But this was an innocent one this time. So I actually genuinely hurt my back, right? Just
Yeah.
back injury. I had, what was it?
They're the worst.
Prolapsed vertebrae. That's what it was called. Nasty. So the doctors, to ease the pain, prescribed, started off as codeine,
Yeah.
right? Also delicious. And I started taking them for a genuine reason, to numb the pain,
Yeah.
right? But obviously, like anything in this life, over time, you become a little bit like used to them.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need to take
100%.
a couple more, I need a couple more. Before you know it, you're thinking, have I eaten that box of codeine this morning? You know what I mean? And you're thinking, there was about 48 in there,
Yeah.
And you're thinking, I haven't had a shit for a week. And you're starting to think, oh dear. Anyway, long story short, right? The doctor stopped prescribing me because I was taking too much. I went and sourced my own, and
Shit.
the person I went to see advised, take diazepam, they'll act the same. Now, what I now know is that that's not really pain relief.
No, it's not.
No,
Definitely not.
they're like kind of mellow you out sort of stuff.
No.
That's kind of the job.
Yeah.
And yeah, to cut a long story short, I ended up in a right pickle where,
mate.
for about 3 months, I was
Fuck's
just
sake.
scranning them, like absolutely scranning them, falling asleep at work, falling asleep in my car, like.
And that's so frustrating because you've actually gone for help because of something that you couldn't fucking help.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a whatever,
Do you know what?
whatever it was, yeah.
In the doctor's defences, they actually
Oh, yeah,
noticed that I was
100%.
taking too many and tried to stop me. But what they didn't understand is that I knew somebody that sold them. But that happened. Funnily enough, I actually, I actually had a bit of a relapse on them. Have I ever told you this story, Southpaw?
Oh, really?
No. What a mistake that was. So, right,
Oh.
all this back stuff happened like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago, maybe 5. I can't remember. Right, it was way before COVID, anyway.
What a delicious time.
Yeah, and I think in about 2021, I think it was only about 3 years ago. It's always like it's kind of like my personality. I'm like quite just there and then. All of a sudden, I got it in my head on this Friday. You know what? I've got now on tonight, right? I've got no plans, got nothing. I'm gonna get a box of codeine. That's what I thought.
That's fair.
That was what I thought. I wasn't drinking. So I thought, I just remember how nice it used to make me feel.
Yeah.
So I went, I rang my man. You got code? Of course I have, Danny. Come and get it. No bother. Pick the codeine up. I'm not a savage. I had my tea first.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? I had my
obviously.
tea.
You're not completely, man.
Yeah, picked a Netflix and then sat on the couch with my box of codeine and over the course of 2 hours, sort of
shit.
kept eating them.
Yeah.
Kept eating them. Got a little bit of a buzz. Oh, this is nice. Another one. And after about 2 hours of eating codeine, I don't know where I'd got to, but I'd made a good dent in this box. It all went wrong. And I ended up basically overdosing on my bathroom floor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, basically.
Mate,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
all been there. It's okay.
Yeah, it was good. It's interesting. You know where you're foaming at the mouth and you've been sick on the floor?
Though, what you've said there, right, you've gone back to something. So sometimes when our brains love predictability, we fucking love it. Do you know what I mean?
do, yeah.
And sometimes it's not about, like, if someone comes to me about, like, a diet or something like that, it's not about that. It's about reverse engineering. because we love predictability.
Yeah.
And it's sort of about rewiring the brain, because everyone is programmed to seek dopamine. We all fucking programmed to seek dopamine. We all want it. And the lowest hanging fruit that you can get hold of sometimes is alcohol, drugs, food, that kind of thing. So it kind of gets everyone in this really messy cycle. And if you're not getting enough joy, not to say you per se, by the way, I'm not saying this, but if you're not getting enough joy in any other aspect of your life, you're going to go for the lowest hanging piece of fruit, which is 9 times out of 10 the alcohol, the drugs, the food, that kind of thing. So it's quite sad that people have got so much access to this kind of stuff. And it happens to so many people, and it doesn't mean someone's a bad person. It's just there. Do
you remember the days where... How old are you, Nick, if you don't mind me asking?
I am...
That's quite improper to ask a lady, that.
Oh, no, it's all right. 34.
Okay.
I'm 34. I'm 34, yeah.
I'm 39, right? So I remember a time... Like right now, you sort of mentioned it before. One has to come with the other now. The deal is, if you're drinking, you're getting 3 for 100. That's the deal.
Of course
right?
it is.
And you, with the best will in the world, not tonight. Nope, just drinking, lads. Nope. Second drink in, run the message.
Inhibitions go.
Done.
Yeah.
You're meeting some divvy, and that's it. Next thing you know, you're in the toilet, you can't wait to get on it. Isn't it mad how that is now just the way it is? It comes with it. And I'm speaking for 90% of people who drink. 90% of people who drink, when they drink, they have that now. That is literally that's it. That's how it goes. I remember a time 20 years ago where that literally wasn't it.
I know.
I can remember going out and it was drink. There was nothing else.
100%.
There wasn't drugs. There might be an ecstasy kicking about on a special occasion.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it wasn't like
and the
a
thing
must
is, people
do.
are getting younger when they're doing it as well, and it's fucking worrying without sounding like an absolute grandma. Like it changes people. I've seen the dark side of it and stuff, and it just makes people quite selfish. It's really upsetting to watch. And when you step away from it, you see it all. And I've been out countless times over the past couple of years. And the brilliant thing is, for myself, on a completely selfish level, I've done all these things in these 2 years that would have usually come with a fucking drink. And I've had a better time. I've gone on holiday, I've gone to Bali, I've gone weddings, I've had 2 birthdays, I've had Christmases and stuff like that. And not one point have I sat there and thought this would be better with a drink in my hand.
So have you actually been genuinely on nights out? Like
Yep.
you used to, with your pals in the town?
My social battery doesn't last very long.
Right.
Because then people start getting grabby. And they start telling you things that you haven't asked them. They start telling you a life story that you haven't asked for, and you're like, that's fair. And then they get it's the grabbiness. It's when they put their arm around your neck and they pull you in and they say, I love you. And it's like, I only moved out the way so you can get a drink. I don't actually know you. And it's just like, it's one of them things that it gets a bit too much. And I'm quite sensitive to noise anyway. So, but I said to myself, I would never stop going out. I just don't really last very long.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I went to races a while ago and I think I lasted about 5 hours, which was quite good. But then obviously everyone started getting on it. The horses didn't, but everyone else did. I just got a bit thinking, I just went home. I got some pizza and I just went to bed. It was lovely. And I woke up the next morning feeling great.
Isn't it mad how when you're drunk, the best thing is another drunk person? But when you're sober, the worst thing is a drunk person.
Oh my God, yes it is.
There is no worse situation to be in than confronted by a pissed person when you're sober.
I think, you know what it is? It sounds weird, right? I feel bad slagging it off because I know that so many people do enjoy a drink and it's their source of like comfort, or they've had a really hard day at work. And I feel bad. I feel like a fucking hypocrite because I used to drink all the time.
100%.
But I just feel like I've discovered this magic thing. And I'm almost like, I really want people to try it because I, like I said to you before, like I used to be out all the time. And I'm just like, I really want it for everyone else as well. But I just thought to myself, I'd started posting videos about it and I got a lot of messages, Obviously, I won't name names, but a lot of them were people that I knew and I didn't think they would ever say anything. They were like, can you help me? Like, have you got any tips sort of thing?
Really?
And I kind of like went over it. I was like, don't make it about not drinking. Like, make it about, if I say yes to a drink, I'm saying no to something else that I'm going to get more from. Like, if I have a drink tonight, I can't go and play badminton. If anyone likes playing badminton.
I love badminton.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so make it about, spin it on its head. Don't make it a negative thing. Because when you focus on doing something or not doing something, you then miss it. It becomes a negative thing. And it's also about like changing your identity a little bit as well. So if you sit and say like, oh no, I'm not drinking, or you just say, I'm a non-drinker. You've now got that. That's your identity. But then it kind of comes under other things as well, which I won't go into because it'll just take too long. But when people put themselves down, they're like, oh no, I'm not very good at that. Or I'm not a good podcaster. You've already fucking said it. Do you know what I mean? You've already failed before you've even fucking done it.
Literally.
So people put themselves down quite a lot as well. The way you speak to yourself is really important.
Yeah.
I've covered about 5 topics there in one. That was great.
It's good. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Listen, you're spitting knowledge. You're spitting knowledge. It's true. It's lovely. It is. It's wisdom. Straight from the source. Yeah. But you are right in that. I agree. Like, drinking, right? I don't drink, but I'm an advocate of people that do drink. By all means.
Oh, 100%.
95% of people can drink and it not be a problem.
Exactly.
5% of people can't drink and not be a problem. I'm in the 5%. It becomes a problem because things happen.
Yeah.
So people, and I've said this before, people like who have my personality way and potentially yours.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we're an all or nothing. We're an all or nothing type of group.
But if you can recognise that, that's fucking mint. Like.
The problem is it took a long fucking time to realise
these things take
That's
time, mate, okay? Sometimes these things take time.
I wish the penny dropped at like 19. Well, no, actually, it wasn't a problem.
No,
then.
you know what, though? I think everything happens. Like, someone said to me the other day, they're like, oh, do you not wish you'd done this whole job thing sooner? Like, leaving your job. And because I worked at a Zen school, so I've kind of gone from Zen to Zen. But, like, they don't think you wished you'd done it sooner. I was like, no, it happens at the right time. I wasn't ready then. But now, like, obviously, I'm actually self-employed and it's fucking mental.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly trying to help. Southpaw's a heroin addict, so we're trying to get him off heroin.
Trying to get, slowly.
He's not all the time.
Oh, my God, actually, seriously, I was like, oh, do you want to have a chat?
No. I'm good. He just likes to. Daniel, stop.
We'll get there together, Southpaw.
We will get there.
We're all
yeah.
here for you, mate.
This is a safe place.
This is the
It feels
lucky
safe,
bottle.
actually. It does
This
feel
is a
like a
safe
bettering place. You're bringing that. You're bringing that energy. I'll give you that, Nicola. I'll give you that.
Honestly, man.
What school did you say you worked in?
I did work at Bowman Hill.
What kind of a school was that?
It was a special needs school.
Special needs
So
school.
I was in the special needs department. And I did enjoy it, but like it's just a lot. I loved my kids, beautiful kids, but it's just it gets to the point where you start work and your brain's like going, and then all day you're in fight or fucking flight because something is going to happen. You know, you've got children running around with sticking pencil up their nose and stuff like that. Like, something's always going to happen. So I was just constantly like this. I was on like a thing for it. When I got home, I was still up here. And obviously I'm quite thingy anyway. So, and it got to the point where I thought, I need to give this a shot. Everyone's been telling me to do it for years anyway. So I just thought, well, fuck it.
So this, as you've alluded to, this is Nictrition.
Yes.
Tell us in a tagline, what's Nictrition?
It's not a diet.
Okay. It's not a diet.
It's not a diet. No, I hate that word.
Good tagline. So what is Nictrition then? Tell me what's the ethos? What's going down?
So basically, long story short, right, I go to Bali, I say I go to Bali like I go every year. I've been twice on my own. I'm a regular goer of Bali. I actually went to Bali the first time when I broke up with my previous boyfriend, which was the shitty thingy, because I just wanted to have a bit of a breather. I thought, I know, I'll go to Bali, as we all do at some point in the day. And it was just fucking magical. The place is amazing. It's just so, the aura, like everyone believes in karma, so everyone's like, namaste. It's just beautiful. So I went again last year and I was absolutely fine. And then the fourth last day, I started feeling like a bag of dicks. And I wasn't drinking, sorry mate.
Why'd you feel like a bag of dicks?
I've got no idea. I just went all shaky. I went dead floppy. I went dead flaccid. And I wasn't well at all. And at the time, me and my best friend were on this island called Gilly. And I woke up and I was just like, oh, like that. And she's like, right, okay, we're going to have to take you to the hospital because you can't fucking walk. And I was just like crawling along like, I'm fine. She's like, you're really not.
She didn't just have like malaria or something?
Well, they didn't know what it was.
Like some kind of mosquito bite sickness?
Like Bali AIDS. It was weird. Anyway, so they put me in the hospital room and I had to go on like an IV drip for about 7 hours. My blood pressure was like dangerously low. And I don't know what, I was absolutely fine, obviously. I come home and I'd lost about a stone the week. I got off the plane, my dad was just like, hiya, babe. I was like, do you want, I was like about 5 stone out, terrible. And I was like, I need to sort my diet out. I thought I was healthy. I was doing everything right. I was having like, I was going to the gym, I was having my squares, my protein shakes and stuff like that. And because with autism, when you get hyperfixated on something, you go right in there. And I have just spent the last year doing all the research. And I feel like I found a way for people to eat without the stress of it. I'd eaten disorder years ago, and I've always been controlled by food, and I'm finally not. And I felt it was selfish to not then share the knowledge that I've obviously gained over the past year. It's working really well, to be fair. I've had some really good results, but it's people's mood as well, which is making me really happy, because it's all well and good, like people reach out, they're like, I want to lose weight. And obviously their mental health is going to improve if they lose weight, but people don't realise that 98% of your serotonin is made in your gut. If you aren't eating happy, you're not going to be happy. You need to feed that gut microbiome. So I just sort of looked into it, and I found a way of people can eat and be healthy and happy but not have food control them as well. And it's gone really well, to be fair. I'm really fucking proud of it.
So the type of somebody that would approach you for your help, they're people who are having problems with eating too much or not?
It's mainly about how they feel, they look. They don't like what they see in the mirror, and that makes me sad, because I don't like people feeling like that. It's awful. But a lot of it is a relationship with food, because food's fucking emotional. Like, people don't realise how emotional it is. Like, you feel like shit after a long day at work, you get a pizza and a bottle of wine. Like, it's because it's instant. It's that instant gratification. You want to feel fucking good now.
Yeah.
You don't want to have the delayed where you do something good, you do something you don't want to do that'll make you feel better later. We don't want to do that.
No.
So it's about kind of helping people get over that as well. It's quite holistic. I don't really believe in just giving someone a food plan with some calories on. I feel like if you're going to be coached by me, I'm going to be fucking coaching you. I'm going to literally stalk your fucking life.
Really?
I speak to my clients every single day.
Right.
Like, send them little voice notes and that.
Are you giving them like fitness advice as well? Like gym advice? I
don't really touch the gym. I love the gym, don't get me wrong. I adore the gym. It's helped me in loads of fucking situations before. But I think everyone struggles with the nutrition side of things more so. It's 80% nutrition, what you eat. You can't out-train a bad diet. I hate that saying. I feel like a right cliche. I feel like one of them memes on Instagram, do you know what I mean? You can't out-train a bad diet. But it's true. So I feel like a lot of people struggle with the nutrition side of things. And even though I've got my PT qualification, I don't feel that without putting myself down, I don't feel like I'm worthy enough to do the gym as well. I'm not 100% on it. Like, my coach at the minute, Matt Porter, he's amazing. Like, I've never had a coach like it. All my coaches have been fantastic, but he's just out of this world. Like, he goes into, like, the biomechanics of, like, how your legs work, and, like, he's just insane. To me, if I'm going to charge someone money, I need to be fucking up there. And I'm not up there with the gym.
I get you.
But I feel like I'm up there with the food.
Okay.
So for me, I always just go with the food. I've done a little exercise plan for people if they want it, but I say, because you get a lot of people when they go to a PT, they'll get like the food plan, they'll get the exercise plan, they get the supplement. It's fucking too much. Your brain falls out, your brain fats. You have a fucking brain fat, and it's just too much. And when you overwhelm someone with that much change, they can't do it. They just freak out. So just change, but change slowly, because direction is more important than speed.
When you sort of give your program plan to somebody, do you weigh up what they're currently doing? Do you look at what they're currently doing?
Yeah.
And I guess you have to look at their lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
How they live, how they work, their age, their output, this sort of thing. So, okay, let's play a game.
Okay.
I'm a 39-year-old man.
Right.
I work in an office.
Uh-huh.
I do go to the gym twice a day. What should I be eating?
Well, what are you eating now?
An average day for me, being an obsessive, it's always pretty much the same.
Okay, that's all right.
So it'll start off with Farha yogurt, you know, one of them Farha Greek yogurts, a big tub of Greek yogurt, probably a full pack of blueberries, full pack of raspberries, full pack of strawberries,
right,
a full pack of walnuts. So there's this massive...
Walnuts are good.
Yeah, so that's breakfast. I might have a banana and a kiwi kicking about, some watermelon during the afternoon. And then on the night, it will be a version of a meat, which will be either beef or fish, with vegetables and snacks. And snacks will be anything from
Snacks are really just small meals, really, aren't they?
pistachio nuts, sometimes a bit of cereal.
Well, I'd say, yeah, because that diet doesn't sound too bad, to be completely honest with you. If you came to me and you're like, I want some help, I would sort of say, well, what do you need help with? Because everything on paper sounds good, but there's obviously a reason you've come to me. So we'd kind of go over that a little bit as well.
Right. So yeah, if somebody comes even with a diet that seems okay, if they've approached you, they want an improvement.
But this is it, and you've got to understand as well that people aren't always overly. They're either too truthful or they're not.
Would you agree,
truthful.
right? You know, with diet, and I suppose it is like with a lot of things, with exercise as well. This is what pisses me off. I don't know what the fuck to believe because we're in a space now where there's that much advice getting put out by every Tom, Dick, and Harry and your nana.
Yeah.
They're putting this thing out. I've heard in a given day, eating red meat is absolutely amazing for you. Then I've heard moments later, red meat kills you. I've heard you should eat fruit and veg.
I mean, I eat a steak every morning and I'm very alive.
Imagine that Southpaw steak for breakfast.
Ooh,
Savage, mate.
Fucking lethal.
Mate,
One
strangling.
reason I left my job, so I've got time to eat steak on a morning.
Wow.
Don't
Imagine
care about
that.
help people, it's all about the fucking steak, do you know what I
Steak
mean?
for breakfast, though.
That's how you start on your meat
Yeah,
to go on
that's
there.
how
Like,
you fucking start your day, mate.
What
You
with?
savage.
Just
Eggs.
steak and eggs.
Yeah, well,
wow.
Interesting.
I've always wondered. I knew, I see
yeah.
people that do
So I'd
start
probably
the day
swap your fucking yogurt out.
for a steak.
Yeah, well,
But how would you do that in a working life? Like when you don't have time.
Well, the thing is, though, sometimes steak takes 5 minutes, and you always. It's not about being that person that's like, well, you can always make time. But if you want something, and I would like a steak.
Do you eat them hot? Can you eat them cold as well? Or not?
I
Always
leave
hot?
them for about 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of is it going to be minging? Like to make a steak, bang it in the fridge. You know, do it the night before, bang it in the fridge and take it to work.
I'm weird about food that's been left me.
Oh yeah, I am
Like,
as
you
well.
know, I don't think I could do that, to be fair. But I do have some different breakfasts, but red meat isn't bad for you. Red meat's not bad for you. There is a lot of, conflicting information. I think you've just got to find what fucking works for you.
So how do you cope with that then? Because you're in a space where there is a shitload of conflicting information and you're giving advice out. Do you just poo-poo everything else or?
No, everyone's opinion's really important. And I'm trying to think how I can word this without getting my tongue tied up. You know what? You've just got to fucking believe in yourself. You've just got to believe in yourself. And it's not like I'm going to sit here and say to someone, that person talks shit, because I'm not going to slander someone else. But there's no harm in trying something. If something hasn't worked, there's a reason for it. So there's no harm in trying something new.
You know, if somebody eats too much, that's a very common thing.
Yes.
To be honest, I think all of us at some point have probably been in a place where we're probably eating too much.
Yeah.
I have, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What advice or how would you go about tackling that? Because it's all very well telling them what to eat, but how do you get them to start eating the right amount?
That's something I'd struggle with. My portion size.
Really?
My portion sizes are crazy.
Yeah, me too. I'm a savage.
I'll literally starve myself at points throughout the day, so I know I can have a massive portion of food
Oh,
at the end of
that's
the day.
just silly, babe.
It's
Don't be
silly, but it's interesting question because I want to understand from your perspective, how would you sort of help people control portion size? Because that's, I'd imagine, something that a lot of your clients struggle with.
If they've struggled portion size and overeating in the past, it's probably down to actually what they're eating, because what you eat determines how much you eat. So if you're going to eat something like a really refined carbohydrate, your brain doesn't get the receptor to say that you're full. You don't get that fucking thing.
What's an example
So
of
when you
a
eat
refined,
sugar and fat, right,
a refined carbohydrate?
you've got dopamine receptors in your brain, right? When you eat those two combined, it goes off like a fucking Christmas tree. So the companies know this, and that's why they capitalise on it, and that's why people can't stop eating these things. It's no one's fault. It's just an addiction, unfortunately. So it's what you eat determines how much you eat. If you're eating things like eggs and your fucking steak, I'm not a carnivore, by the way. I love potatoes and things like that. If you're eating things like that, you get that fucking notification that you're full. You can't overeat on steak and eggs. Physically, you can't do it.
I've heard this.
No, that's
It's
true.
true,
I'm
though.
always
It's
full after an
scientifically
omelette.
proven,
Like
do you know what I mean?
I know instantly after 4 or 5 egg omelette, I'm stuffed.
Yeah.
Like-
But this is why. So when you're eating the things like the donuts and the crisps, there's no satiating in it. It's not satiating.
It's not food.
You can fucking eat it. It's not food. And this is what annoys me so much about how we are now with food, because it's not, and again, it's no one's fault. All these companies and stuff like that, and they've brought these things out, and they know that people are addicted to them, and they know they can't stop eating them. So when people come along and say that these foods are fucking shite, it's like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, no, they're not. It's not food. Mm-mm. It's fucking not food.
You tend to think with that, like, you're right. I do. I don't know. I've never tried it, but I have heard that if you get, let's say 10 bags of crisps, you'll eat 10 bags of crisps. You try and eat 10 steaks.
Of course you can.
No.
One, I can't fucking, I'm only just
Literally.
I can't afford 10 steaks.
No, we can't afford them neither.
Do you
Never
know what I
mind.
mean?
No.
Imagine.
But yeah, do you know that thing what you just said there about like the food companies know that it's bad for, like I go down rabbit holes, mate. So
I do as well. I've done this for a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you start hearing these people online being like, all right, so these food companies are making this shite and people are eating it. Your McDonald's is, you think, got no nutrition, incredibly addictive because of the sugars in it and the carbs in it, destroying people's health. And then, like, you start to look at, like, the connections between the food companies and the pharmaceutical companies.
Mate,
and
it's one big
racket.
fucking business.
Yeah, and you start to think, hang on a minute.
You eat the shit, you feel like shit. You got the doctors, they give you medication to stop feeling like shit.
Yeah.
The doctors get commission every time they give someone an antidepressant. Mm-hmm. It's all one big massive company. And it's one big massive, yeah, of course I do.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Which is why, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a fucking doctor, because I'm not. But there's always other ways of trying things at least. If you think to what I said before about your serotonin being made in your gut, yeah, okay, if you are having problems with like your mental health and things like that, you might actually have issues you need to deal with. But why not try and tackle things like this first? Change your fucking diet, change your lifestyle, because it might actually be one of the things that makes you feel better.
Totally big proponent of that. If your life's a shithouse and you live in absolute dismay, start internally, start with yourself.
Of course you do.
I do agree with that. Like
massively.
If like you say, 9 times out of 10, if your life's dog shit, let's say, or you're in a world of pain, you're probably not exercising enough and you're probably not eating right.
Exactly.
Definitely start with them.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I was thinking about this today actually when I was going my little morning walk. I always go on a morning walk and ground myself without my fucking shoes on. I want to obviously be, I love grounding.
You're a grounder.
I am a fucking grounder and I'm proud.
Who was talking about
you
this?
regret the past 45 minutes big time.
Is it Mike? Is it Purdy? Michael Purdy was telling us about this.
It's so good for you.
People going out and you got to have no socks
it's
on
all
or
about
nothing.
The energy, man.
Yeah, you get your feet right in the grass.
This is what happens when I stop drinking and taking drugs. I turn into a fucking hippie. I love it. Fucking love
Spells
it.
and that.
Exactly. You go hiking first. That's what happens first. You go on a hike, then you book an ultra, and then you become an absolute hippie. It's amazing. What was I fucking saying? No, that was it. When I was on my little grounding walk this morning, right?
Walk. So you're leaving your house with no shoes on?
I leave the house. No, I walk out of the house with my shoes. I live up North
I
Road,
had a vision
mate.
of you being that crazy woman walking up the street with no shoes on. Like, oh, no.
No, you know what it is, right? So there's a park where I live, right? It's up North Road. And the first couple of times I did it, these dog walkers were walking past me. And they were like, you okay, love? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, yeah. Walking with my shoes in my hand. They think I've been out all night, because it was like 6:30 in the morning. I was like, I haven't been out all night, but then they say that and it sounds like you've been out all night. So but I'm
defensive
used to
in
now.
that.
Yeah, you actually get a bit defensive. Like, I'm not.
I'm not
honestly,
wrecked.
No, I'm not, I've got no bags on me.
I'm not off it, mate. What do you mean? Do I look off it?
That's old, Nicola.
I've got a routine now, though. There's all these dogs. There's one called Zach. He's a husky. He's amazing. But they all know me now, so it's fine. Anyway, what was I fucking saying? Oh, yes, that was it. I was having a think this morning, right?
There she is, shoes.
God's sake, man. About being successful. So, in a business or just in life in general, right? Success without fulfillment is fucking failure.
What does that mean?
So, I say a good analogy. It's not. It's quite sad because obviously the person I'm talking about. But Robin Williams, for instance.
Don't know him.
You know Robin Williams,
Yeah,
man.
Oh, shit. Sorry,
Not personally,
No,
do you know what I mean?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was fucked up what happened to him.
How amazing was he?
One of the funniest people you'll ever meet.
He's amazing. He made the funny films. He even wanted to be known as a serious actor, so he got a fucking... He did that. I think it was a Patch Adams or something. Brilliant film. He wanted a beautiful family. He had all the money. He made everyone laugh.
Did everything.
The only person he didn't make happy was himself. And he hung himself.
Yeah.
So to be successful without being fulfilled, you are failing.
But finding fulfillment, how does one find one's fulfillment?
I don't know quite yet. I mean, I think I've found it now.
Still on the journey?
Yeah, I'm on the journey. It's just this is like a
Well, when you figure it out, will you give us a shout?
100,000,000%.
Yeah? Because I want to know how to be fulfilled.
Yeah, 100%. I think you just got to find something that you, without, again, sounding cliche, when you find something you love, you'll never work another day in life.
Like salt.
Yeah.
Like salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when you find something, I've heard that. When you find something, it sounds like a myth to me.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like a mystical Greek mythology thing that no one ever actually knows of, but it is true.
Yeah. The Robin Williams thing's it's crazy because people like us, look, I don't know everybody's financial situation, but I would take a guess to say we're not in Robin Williams' position
No,
collectively.
I can afford about 9 sticks.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. But like you say, there's nobody who disliked Robin Williams.
No,
Nobody.
exactly.
Everybody liked
Apart from
him.
himself.
Apart from himself. And it can I can't fathom how somebody who had completed the game, let's be honest, he
Yeah.
completed the game.
Life mission completed.
Yeah, completed. Big green tick.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Yeah.
I can't fathom how being in that position, you could be in a position where you would want to end it.
I know.
I
Very
can't wrap
sad.
my head around it. Do you know what I
Very
mean?
sad.
And for him to do that, he must have been in a world of pain.
100%.
He must have been in one of the, you think, because he'd be sitting there thinking, but hang on, I'm rich, I'm successful, I'm Robin Williams. That wasn't strong enough. I've got kids, I've got a family. That wasn't enough
Well,
to
this
stop
is
him.
it though, when people, because the world is quite materialistic now. We all think if we
Totally.
get this car, we'll be happy. If we get that body, we're going to be happy. But happiness is an internal thing. But it's really, really sad.
And
It
how
made me sad
how
that.
do you control that? Because obviously right now you're very happy, everything's like gone up, and I'm happy about that. But
Thanks,
how
mate.
do you maintain that? Do you think, or is that a worry because you've had the dark times, you've had the tough times, you're through that? But how is there any tips on maintaining that happiness you've got?
I think everything in life, it's based on decisions. So you decide, every decision you make, it completely just changes the course of everything. So think back to a time you made a decision like 5 or 10 years ago that would be completely change your life now. You might not be sat here. Do you know what I mean? I'm just deciding to be happy. Obviously, I'm not this happy every single fucking day because things happen still. Like not drinking, shit still happens. You just deal with it better.
Life happens.
Yeah, of course it does. But when you decide to be in a beautiful state instead of one that is suffering, and you surround yourself with the right people, because nutrition for the mind is just as important as nutrition for the body. You need to keep the mind healthy as well. You just decide to be happier.
That's beautiful, that, Nicola.
Thanks,
I like
mate.
that. That's beautiful, that. Just decide to be happy.
Yeah, decide to be happy. The things that, like, life is fucking short. Life is so fucking short, right? We could literally all die next week. We all thought we were going to bring COVID. We all got fucking locked down for 2 years, do you know what I mean?
I proper
It was
bought
a
it,
weird
like.
time, that. Got arrested for going for a jog.
Did you?
Weird. No, I think he got, like, there was, all about the army coming out, weren't there?
Yeah.
We could all be gone by next week. And if you knew you only had, like, a fucking week to go, would you worry about the little shit?
No.
You'd spend it with people that you love, or you'd spend it with doing people, like, you'd spend it with the people that you love, wouldn't you?
You would.
Doing the shit that you love. So, even if it's just one little thing tomorrow, right, I'm asking you as a favour here, right? Even just tomorrow, do something that you really fucking enjoy. Even if it's just having a cup of coffee out your favourite mug. Just have 5 minutes to your fucking self. Do something you enjoy. Because life is fleeting.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. It is fleeting. We only get one. I've got that going around in my head. Just decide to be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way watching you, right? You seem a bundle of life. You seem a bundle of happiness, bundle of smiles. And you saying that, it says, oh, that seems easy.
I know, I do realise that it's probably not that easy. Well, it's not. Because if
No.
you're going through shit, me sat here going, just decide to be fucking happy. You're like, okay, yeah, whatever. But even just start off little by letting things that would usually trigger you. Because every time something triggers you, you're deciding to let it trigger you. When you see something online, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you're deciding to let that annoy you. Just even take a little bit of a step back and just kind of analyse and digest it before you get angry by stuff. And you just slowly come out. Because the thing is, we all want, like, fucking excitement. We all want thrills. But your brain, it's too much for your brain. You want peace. Your brain wants fucking peace and calm. And that's what I think happiness is, peace and calm and that.
Peace and calm and that.
Peace and calm and that.
Yeah. It's funny in life where I've sort of noticed this, that at times something that troubles you, okay, like everybody just think, right, it's something in the past couple of years where something that really, really bothered you, right? But then that was just in the circumstance you're in the mind space you're in, that really bothered you there.
Yeah.
Trust me, if something horrendously bad happened, you wouldn't give a fuck about this.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And it's mad how your feeling on something, certainly my feeling on something can shift. I'm literally just thinking about something that happened today. Literally something that happened today, and I let that rub me up the wrong way. And I got really, really angry about it. Burst, had a bit of an outburst on it, stuff like this.
Yeah.
But then I thought, like, all right, Daniel, like, fast forward or rewind back to the worst time in your life. I wouldn't even give that a second thought. That was nothing, because I had this going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think that I don't know where I'm going with that, but
No, I think I got it.
yeah,
You were in a bit of
I
a,
had an idea,
a
but
reactive state rather than a proactive state.
yeah, it's kind of the decide to be happy thing. Like, you can decide how you cope with something.
Of course you can.
You can decide how you handle something.
Yeah, just take even 5 seconds. If you're having an argument with someone, just like, okay,
Yeah,
just take fucking 5. Just literally just take 5.
yeah. I think you got to practice it, haven't you? You got to.
Of course you do, man.
You gotta
I'm actually doing my NLP. I don't know if you heard it before. NLP qualification next year.
What's that?
It was actually because Cameron Hardy, a
Oh,
pal
yeah.
of mine, yeah. He did the course, and I seen it on his Facebook last year, and I was like, well, that sounds all right. So I messaged him, and he was like, Pat, mate, you need to do it. So it's neuro-linguistics programming.
Oh.
I know, it took me a year to learn how to say that without stuttering.
Neuro.
Quite proud of that one.
One more time.
Neuro-linguistics programming.
Fantastic.
And he said penguins at the end then.
Neuro is brain.
Yes.
Linguistics is something like speaking.
Yes.
What was last one?
Programming. So it's about the language that we use, and it's going to help people get out of situations like if they maybe want to stop drinking or they want to stop vaping, which I need to stop because I can feel it staring at me in the corner. Or they just want a bit of help with their life and things like that. Because don't get me wrong, I'm loving the nutrition side of things, I really am, but I just feel like I've got something else to give to the world.
So you're going to neuro-linguistically program people.
That's the fucker.
Is that it?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, man. So basically you're going to be Darren Brown. That's next.
That guy. Did you see that episode, right, where he made that girl think that she was dead and they had that crash and she saw herself when she was on the floor and she was like...
I mean, listen.
Horrible episode.
I ain't seen that exact thing, but some of the stuff Darren Brown does is... it's a bit off it, innit?
Yeah.
It's a bit... So you watch it and you think this is a setup. But, like, apparently it's not. Apparently you can...
Oh, no.
But you know, like, I don't think I could be hypnotised. I honestly... Because I think...
Why?
I think
That's
to be...
bold of you to say.
Yeah, because I just think to be hypnotised, you've got to believe that you can be hypnotised. You've got to believe in it. I think it's like ghosts. This is my opinion on ghosts, right? You'll never see a ghost if you don't believe in it. If you believe in it, there's a chance you'll see one. Because
Do you not think, though, right, we've got so much energy when we're alive. Like, we've got so much fucking energy.
I wish I had some more. I'll be honest.
Have some salt. We've got so much energy when we're alive. It can't just go nowhere. Like, where's it going to go? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I'm a Bible basher, so I'm all, I'm around people who believe in afterlife and all that stuff and go to heaven. I don't know. I ain't sold on it. I like the idea of it.
Yeah, I think it would be quite nice. I think it's nice. I think especially if you lose someone you love, it's quite nice to think that they're somewhere having a lovely time or they're just at peace now or you still get like a little... If you're going through grief, which is fucking awful, like, it's nice to imagine them still around a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Then you get the Ricky Gervais standpoint where he's like, nah, he's just in the ground.
I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he says it as it is.
Afterlife's amazing.
Funny,
What a
innit?
fucking show that is, man. I love you, Dad. Gay. I fucking love that show.
Yeah, man,
so
Ricky
much.
Gervais, he is savage, isn't he?
I know he is.
You see what he did at the awards and stuff? Like,
Oh, when he was saying about the celebrities and stuff like that.
wasn't he like calling them all like paedophiles
Yeah.
and all that? Like,
Yeah.
what are you playing at, mate? You can't say that on the stage.
You know what I love about him though, right? He doesn't give a fuck.
This what I don't
He
get.
doesn't give a fuck.
Didn't
I
hi-
love that.
Didn't hire him back. Like, hasn't he
Yeah,
done it
probably.
twice? So he did that the first time and they brought him back to go again.
Because he got loads of viewers, do you know what I mean?
it
And he's
became
controversial.
so good.
But he just doesn't give a fuck, and I love people like that. I think there's a certain point, though, where if you don't give a fuck and you just unnecessarily mean, like, when people act like a cunt and they're like, oh, it's cool to be a cunt. Like, it's not actually, do you know what I mean? It's really not. But if you just don't give a fuck, and as long as you don't hurt anyone, then what's the fucking problem? Do what you want in life, just don't hurt anyone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good motto.
Yeah.
So, you know, food, is there anything people shouldn't be eating?
Oat milk.
Really?
You know, you get all the health kick people
You do.
bang into it. Tell us, enlighten us about the dangers of oat
Well, I
milk.
wouldn't say it's dangerous. You're not going to get murdered by oat milk in the night, do you know what I mean?
What's bad about oat milk?
It's just a fucking sugar spike. I mean, have some milk.
What if-
A normal milk.
What if...
Have
you-
some raw milk, it's lovely.
What happens if you get oat milk with no sugar?
The thing is, right, you're looking back at the ingredients here, right, and it's got things like xanthan gum, and
It sounds like an Asian man.
it does, doesn't it? Like,
Xanthan gum. I'm sure think somebody at my school was called that. Oh, it does. I'm sure we had a xanthan gum in my tutor.
Fuck's
I'm
sake,
sure
man.
xanthan gum was in my tutor.
Brilliant.
excellent.
Yeah, it was. It's called Begum.
So, oat milk.
I'm sure he was called Samantha Cum Begum. I'm sure that was his name. I'm not
He's not
joking.
in the oat milk, no sugars.
Listen, Samantha Cum, if you're listening, we're not laughing at you. You just got a bit of a trippy name. That's all it is. I'm just saying.
Right,
Why are you laughing?
the
This
dangers
is-
of oat milk.
This turns to
Right,
racism, this people. What are you talking about? You can't be racist. This is racist. What are you
Nicola,
laughing at?
is
this
there any
for?
other foods that people shouldn't be eating?
Do you know what? I thought you were all better than that. You know what I mean? I'm surprised at you people. Who is Samantha Cum?
Yeah.
Even if it's got no sugar, it's still shit.
So that's oat milk. Any others, Nicola?
Oh, it hurts. Any others in general? Like
Just in
food?
general, foods that you should probably stay away from. Chicken parmesan. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if you make it yourself, it's all right, isn't it? Like cheese is nice.
Cheese is nice.
Cheese
Like
is
cheese is
lovely.
nice.
Who doesn't
Great
fucking like
statement.
cheese? Cheese
I
is great.
have made my own
The
parmos.
only cheese I don't like is protein cheese.
Oh.
I didn't
You
even know that
shouldn't
was
need
a
to
thing.
put protein on the front of words. Like, this is why I've got such a vendetta against protein
It does
bagels.
make it more attractive, though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. They
It
put the
gets
word
me.
protein. They've even got fucking protein water. Get a grip. Like,
Protein water?
You don't go to a cow and write protein on it.
Yeah,
We
this
know
is,
it's protein.
this is true.
It's just it's a marketing gimmick, innit, really, basically. But I'd say anything with the word protein in front of it.
Right. So
Fucking
protein
right.
bars are out the window.
Oh, they're just shit.
Have you seen? You can get now. Like it's so funny. Like, do you know what? They took it one step by making these protein bars. Right. You go down the health aisle and there's like the protein bars. You're like,
Did
all
they,
right.
actually, yeah, can I say something before you go on about that? So, the health aisle. The fuck's the rest of the supermarket? If there's a health aisle,
Yeah.
what's the rest of the supermarket?
I didn't know there was a health aisle.
There's a health food aisle.
Is there?
There's adult cereals in Sainsbury's as well.
What's an adult cereal?
I don't know, porn flicks or
I
something.
know. Yeah. Porn. Get in there. But that was brilliant.
I'm
That
here all
was.
night,
that
thank
was
you.
quick,
I've
like,
been
mate.
waiting an hour to say that joke.
It was quick.
Yes, bud.
She came
yeah,
prepared,
buddy.
like.
Great. It was epic. Beautiful.
You'd eat them, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You give them a go, wouldn't you? God. Yeah. The
Adult
health aisle.
cereals. But yeah, no, it just doesn't make any sense. And it's all brightly lit in the supermarket. There's no fucking windows. It just makes everyone buy everything. I mean, everything in moderation, all that kind of stuff. But I just think reverting back to protecting your gut and making yourself happy. If you feel that you struggle with anything mentally, maybe look at your diet and your lifestyle first. And even if you want to drink the oat milk with no sugars and xanthan gum,
Bless
it's
him.
probably not a good idea. Just have some fucking milk. Milk's nice.
But then the argument is you get people say you shouldn't eat dairy. You see it. You see it all the time. You like that's a common thing said. Avoid
know.
dairy.
I know.
How the fuck are we supposed to know what to do?
If it doesn't bother you per se, if you try dairy and you eat it and you like it, then fucking eat it.
Completely
It doesn't actually cause
sidetracking.
any problems, then eat it.
Barley. You've been there twice.
You love barley.
Tell us a
about
little bit.
barley.
Tell us a little bit about that. And my cousins recently went and he did all these like spiritual things and like
Oh, really?
cultural things.
My friend's just gone. I think he was on here actually, Lewis.
Burgess, yeah.
Yes.
No,
Love that
it
guy.
looks amazing. Tell us a little bit about it and
is
what,
so
what your time was
beautiful.
like there.
It was so beautiful. So I initially went the first time because I had broke up with my ex and I was in a really, really bad relationship there. And I just wanted a bit of a breathing space, and Bali seemed like a good idea to do. You know what I mean? And it's one of them places that it's just fucking magical. Like, it's so beautiful and everyone is so lovely. And it kind of puts life here in perspective a little bit, because as a species, as a nation, we're all really quite spoiled. We've got everything. Some people over there have fuck all, and they are the happiest people in the world. Like, I lived in Vietnam for a bit as well. I used to teach English over there. I had a
As
pet
you do.
duck. Yeah. I had a pet duck called Steve. He was awesome. Rest in peace, Steve. He's probably in like a hoist and wrap somewhere. But in Vietnam, I'd walk down the fucking street and there would be kids just playing, but there'd also be like guys who've like been in the war and they've got no arms. Happiest people in the world, because they don't have a lot to start with, and anything they have the most amazing sense of gratitude and happiness for life.
Yeah.
And then people here have too much sometimes, and it makes them not appreciate it. But Vietnam is beautiful. Food's not
We've
so
all
great.
seen the Google image of the uppy down thing. What's it called?
Food's not so great.
The sticky in things. What's it called? The mountain things that come out the sea. Vietnam. That stereotypical Vietnam picture.
Oh shit! Yeah, I went there.
With the sticky
it's
up
where
things.
King Kong was filmed.
Right. There you go.
Yeah, I went
Do
on
you
the
know-
boat there, but they've all got houses and stuff there. You know, it's lovely.
My impression of Bali, I've never been. I always wanted to. But I've once heard it said that like it's kind of spoiled because it's just full of hipsters now. And remote workers.
The only way it's spoiled is a little bit like how Thailand's a little bit spoiled.
Yeah.
Very commercial. Like you get off the boat to go to what island is it in Thailand? Is it Phi Phi? And there's a fucking McDonald's there.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? And Bali's getting very commercial, but there's some parts of it that aren't. So that I always say go to the places where no one else really goes.
I love it all. Like the idea, as you've just said, of like escaping this world for a little bit, like let's just say recalibrating your mind, you know, just because in the rat race it gets a bit crazy sometimes,
It
and
does.
you forget to breathe, you forget to live. Before you know it, you're 40 and you thought, fuck, what's just happened there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I love the idea of it. But like, I will admit, I have like a bit where like sometimes if people are a bit too like giving it all this and doing like the Buddha type thing, I get a bit cringy, and I think, oh, like...
You don't have to be around that though. It's not everywhere. Like
No.
if you want to seek that kind of thing, then you would find that in Bali, but you don't have to. You can go to the nice cafes, you can get the nice food, because the food is insane.
In Bali?
Oh my God, there's a cafe called Motion Cafe.
Right.
And they do like the most amazing protein pancakes.
What is like? Obviously, I know. Like, if you said Thai food, I know what Thai food is.
Yeah.
Right. Vietnam food, that's like insects and that. Like Japan is like.
Well, actually, no, it's not, because I used to, when I was a teacher there, the first day I got there, they were like, oh, we're throwing you a party, you've got a buffet. I fucking love a buffet. I was buzzing.
Insects.
Chicken feet
Right.
and quail eggs. And I was like, I'm going to be working here for months and you've given me quail eggs.
And like Japan is like cold fish, but what's Bali food?
Balinese food, it's like
What was that word? Balinese.
Balinese.
Huh?
Every day's a school day. It's like...
Is Bali a country?
Huh?
Is Bali a country? Yeah. Right.
Oh,
So
no, it's in Indonesia.
that's a region, isn't it? Or is that a country?
Yeah, Bali's a region within Indonesia.
Got ya. So Indonesia is the country.
Indonesia is
Okay,
the
let's go, champ.
My head hurts.
As far as I know, I might be wrong.
I'm still trying to think what's in oat milk. So it's like, again though, because it's gotten quite commercial, I don't actually know what the typical Balinese food would be. There was a restaurant I used to go to all the time on my own, because when I first went to Bali, the second time even, sorry, I went on my own for like 12 days and my best friend flew out because I wanted a bit of time on my own first, and she was going to come out. And there was a restaurant I used to go to, and I used to book myself a table. I was obviously late for my own date, which is fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
And I had like, I think it was the rice noodles with the chicken and the peanuts and stuff, and the Vietnamese spring rolls. They look like the condoms with the fucking veg in.
In Bali.
Not selling them very well, but they are nice. Yeah, in Bali, yeah. They're nice. It is a beautiful place, and I would recommend that you go sooner rather than later, because it probably is going to get more commercial.
Is it expensive?
No.
No.
The flights are about $2,000 return. It's like is it 29-hour flight?
If somebody was to go, would you advise them stay in hotels or do the whole Airbnb thing?
There's some really nice Airbnbs. You just go on booking.com I found like a loft that was converted. I spent a bit more the second time because I'd saved up for it and I didn't want to do the whole. I've done the whole travelling thing. I've stayed in a dorm with 30 people. Like it's
Bruce, lethal.
Yeah, I did that in Thailand when I was on my teach holiday. That's when I was drinking. And it's a lot. So I didn't want to do that this time. I wanted to get some nice digs this time. But it's not overly expensive, to be fair.
No.
You'd probably spend more going to Tenerife or something.
Yeah. What's like eating, you know, when you're out there? What's like your day-to-day, like, is it expensive day-to-day spend? Like this, food, this
Not
place,
really,
taxi?
nah. I think I was there for 3 weeks and I spent about $1.5 grand. And
In
I was
3
going to the
weeks?
CrossFit gym. I was eating like 5 times a day.
Right.
I wasn't drinking. The alcohol is the most important, not the most important, it's the most expensive thing out there.
Is it?
Yeah. So that's what totters it up. It's important, isn't it?
I just imagined, because all the hipsters are there, I just imagine it to be stupidly overly priced. That's what I imagined.
They're going to make it more expensive.
Like
Thailand's
Disneyland.
getting more expensive as well.
Is it?
Oh, Disneyland. Went there once, that was nice.
So did I. Awesome, innit?
It's awesome. America or Paris?
I've done both.
Jammy bastard.
Just to rub it in. I came back from there a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I hadn't been since I was a kid.
Oh, my God,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. I wasn't like 100% into it at first.
Why?
Well, no, I was not into it. Let me take that back. I knew it was going to be lovely. It was like a
Yeah.
family thing. And we've never done anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So, of course, I'm not daft. I'm going to America. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Disneyland. It's going to be magical. But it was loads better than I thought it would be. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
completely hooked. Like, as soon as I got back, I'm like, oh. Because before I went, I was like, this is my mum's phrase. This is a one and done. I'm going to do it. Then that's that box ticked. And
Yeah.
forever hold your peace. Mate, the second that I got back off that plane, I was like,
Can we go again?
Yeah, I don't care I don't care if my arm falls off. I have to get back there as soon as I possibly can.
Oh, that's lovely, that, though.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
How long does it take to go on? Because I want to be to Paris.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to go around the full place?
To be perfectly honest, we were there 11 days and we didn't see everything.
Really? Shit.
To do that, I mean, look, if you were going the whole hog and you wanted to literally saturate, you probably need a month, but you'd probably need about 50 grand. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculously expensive. It's ridiculous. It's an absolute rip-off.
See, my parents have just been to America. They really found it quite expensive.
I remember being in Disney World and Mr. Big Shot here said, oh, I'll get everyone a burger, fries and a Coke, right? In the Magic Kingdom, right? In Mickey Land. Do you know what I mean? Big Shot here. Yeah, don't worry, Mum, I got this. Do you know what I mean? It was like, whatever it was, like 11 people. Burger and chips for, you know, or that version. If someone wanted a hot dog, blah, blah, blah. You're thinking, all right, you're totting it up in your head and you're thinking, right, okay, it'll be about that much. Mate. And they're
Mortgage.
like, right, $400. And you're like,
Fuck off, man.
you're like, sorry, what? Sorry, what? Am I paying for everybody's in the house, in the building? You know?
That is mental.
Yeah, mate, that's it. You're thinking, hang on, you've just charged me like 40 bar each for a burger, fry and drinks for these people. It's absolutely extortionate.
See, my parents just went to America and they loved it because, bless him, when my granddad passed away, he left. Me and my family, we're not like a well-off family. We've always just like for
Me
Christmas,
neither.
just got like a pair of jeans, but it's always about obviously eating all the food and spending time with them and that kind of thing. When my granddad passed away, he left my mum a little bit of money.
Yeah, man.
And my mum, she's, bless her, she's always been very money like oriented, very tight, not tight with, that's the wrong word to use for it, but just very like careful money.
Yeah.
I borrow a pound of her, she writes it down and she adds tax on every week. Do you know what I mean? She actually does that. So when my granddad left the money, I thought that she'd be like, no, I'm going to put it in my savings. She turned around at me and she went, I want to see the world, Nicola. And I went, fucking love that, Mum. She's going to go to town and find herself, isn't she? She's going to get them tie pants. So she was like, right, I want you to book us a safari.
What the
I was
fuck
like,
even?
fuck off, really. She went, yes. I know you're good on the phone. I'm not. I was like, yeah, please don't do that. You'll probably book us a trip to Iceland for 3 days on a bus, which would be quite nice, actually, to be fair. And she was like, I want you to book a safari because Granddad loved South Africa anyway. It was his favourite place in the whole world. All of his holidays he'd been on. And I just don't want that money to go on bills. I want it to go on something as a family. And I was
Wow.
like, this is so wholesome.
Oh my God.
So I've researched and we're going to Nairobi on the 15th of October this year.
Fuck me.
And
Pardon
then
my language.
we go on we got this 5-star tent thing and then we go on the safari in the morning And then on the night time as well. And then we fly over to the Seychelles after 6 days and go there for 6 days.
Yeah, no, fucking
Swear
mic
down.
drop. Absolute mic drop. Never.
I'm so excited.
Nairobi.
I am so excited.
Nairobi Safari with the whole specialness of the granddad thing there.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just ridiculous.
what are you talking
It gets
about?
better, right? They plant a tree on our behalf to make up for the emissions that we took getting over there. I'm just going to cry the entire time. It's just going to be the most wholesome, ridiculous event ever.
it's going to be a weep fest.
I know, it's going to be amazing. But I'm just
Literally.
really proud of her for wanting to do something as a family that my granddad would have been like, you know what, good on you. Love that for you.
Love
I
that,
know,
mate.
we go on the 15th of October.
That's literally give me energy of like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's literally give me energy. I feel hyped. Do you know what I mean? I feel absolutely hyped. Do you know what I mean?
I
Wow.
can't wait. I'm really, really, really excited. Really excited. I can't wait to just get there and just like switch off from work for a little bit, and then just enjoy it.
That's the 15th of October, right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, man. Listen, that's inspiring. That. You know what my thing is though about the safari? To play devil's advocate, you're gonna, if things go well, you're gonna watch a little baby cute thing get its throat ripped out.
Circle of life, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's all very well saying it, but like seeing it, like I don't know if I could be all right with that.
I'll have to just see and find out, I think. But
Yeah.
it should be all right. I'll probably just be sat there crying, saying it's wholesome still.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking about the tree they're going to plant and all the tents and stuff like
And
that.
the Seychelles is like a Maldives type job, right?
Yeah.
What is it? The
My
Seychelles.
dad's not looking forward to the safari. He doesn't think it's his thing.
Right.
He's a big, the boot and shoe. He fucking loves the boot and shoe. He's there like,
boot and shoe crew.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got him a voucher for his birthday for the boot and shoe. He just loves it. He's there every day. He loves it. He's retired. He loves the sesh. He's the only
Love this.
person out of everyone that said, "Why have you stopped drinking?" When I said I've stopped, he's like, "But why?" And I get a Snapchat every single weekend without fail from one of my friends in town. Got Steve, and he's just singing down the camera. He's like a cartoon.
Love
He's
that.
hilarious. So when we said we're going to Kenya, he goes to Tenerife with the boys. He's 67.
My
It's
man.
matching shirts with them all the time. It's
Love
lads. So when we said we were going to Kenya, he was like, Kenya? He actually asked if there's a karaoke bar there.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, Dad, I wait. You know what I mean? It's meant to be a
If there
wholesome
is,
family.
I think he'll find it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he will. I've actually Googled it. There is one, but just not going to tell him where it is. I mean, it's Nairobi. It's quite dangerous. If he gets shot trying to go and find a karaoke bar, imagine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, but he's looking for the Seychelles. But he wants all the partying and things, and we're just trying to say like this is amazing. Once that like we're never going to get to do this again, ever,
No.
ever again.
Who does? Who does?
We would never been able to do this ever before. So it's going to go over too fast. Though I feel like it's coming. It's just going to fucking fly over.
These things do,
I know.
These
but you'll be
things
back
do.
in Disneyland before you even know it as
That's
well.
what I'm saying, yeah. And it's about memories, isn't it? Of
course it is.
Even when it's happened, like, even when it's been and gone, that actually happened, and that'll always have happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so while you've got your marbles, you'll always know that
Three
that happened.
marbles.
Yeah, all 3 marbles.
3 marbles and counting.
That's beautiful, that, mate. I'm probably buzzing about that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really wholesome, and it's pretty special, that.
Thank you.
So tell us a little, this wonderful thing you're doing, this Nictrition.
Yeah.
What's the aim with it? Where do you want this to go? What's the, if you could write the script, where's Nictrition going to get to?
I was thinking about this today, I want to go quite big.
Yeah, man.
Like, I want to change the world, mate. I want to change the world. I'd love to. Like I said, I obviously don't want to go quite deep into that as we did before, but I just feel like the world's a bit fucked when it comes to food. And it causes so many more problems than we think it does. Obviously, it's linked to things like dementia, Alzheimer's, ADHD. And I think that we don't look at food as in what that food's going to give us anymore. We look at it like, how can I put it? I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. It's just the food industry is a little bit fucked, and I kind of want to help people a bit more understand that without making it a stressful thing. Because everyone that's on my planet at the minute, they're absolutely loving it. They don't feel like they're on a diet, which is the whole thing, not a diet. I'm just excited to where it's going to go. It might just be the honeymoon period for the last 3 weeks, but I've just really enjoyed it. I'm just excited to see where it can go, and yeah, I'm excited.
Are people on your plan are people on your plan that you're helping, are they still allowed to eat any shite or no shite?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
I've got very different people on my plan at the minute. So I have to treat every single person. They're paying me for a service, so I have to serve them. So it completely depends on what kind of person they are. If that's what they're struggling with, I've been helping them with motivation for in different life things as well, which is why I kind of want to dabble at the life coach at some point as well. I wouldn't mind doing that. But it completely depends on each person. Everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
Everyone is completely different.
Yeah.
Some people need a bit more tough love.
But it's not. It's not a weight loss thing. Strictly that. It's a lifestyle thing.
I don't like the whole weight loss thing. I think it's a bit. I don't know.
What I'm saying is
there's a big difference between weight loss and fat loss.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure part of what you do is weight loss and fat loss, call it what you want.
Yeah.
But it's not exclusively for that.
No.
So someone can come to you to use your service. I'm doing some free promotion here, do you know what I mean? Someone can come to you that isn't, don't think this is just a thing for people who are overweight or have.
Definitely not.
This is for people who are in perfect shape but just want to improve, just want to,
I mean, a good example would be a guy came to me about, I think it was like the 5th of July. Lovely guy. He used to go to my school, but I can't remember. I've been speaking to him and I had him on Facebook for so long. And he'd had cancer last year. He beat it. Amazing. But his lifestyle and everything like that, he was completely distraught with himself. And he said, I've managed to beat this horrible disease and I still treat myself like shit.
Right.
And I had you on my Facebook for so long and I love all your little posts and you seemed an inspiration. I want you to help me because I feel like you'll be able to rub a little bit off on me. Because you've got to remember, energy creates energy. If you hang out with someone who's negative, you get that fucking energy from that person every time you have a conversation with someone.
Totally.
Like the frequency of people like that, it's very important. And he was like, I want you to help me. So with what I've been telling him to eat and the lifestyle change I've given him, he's lost all of his post-chemo joint pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've done that just through diet?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were some of the key things, if you don't mind sharing? What were some of the key changes that you made within that?
I can't really say because it was quite personal to his life. Yeah, because with his job and things like that, I don't really want to. But I just went proper in with it because, like I said before, my idea of coaching isn't just giving someone. I mean, someone might be okay with just getting the food plan. They might just need a bit of help with that. But I feel like I really want to coach them. And there is some amazing coaches in Darlow, and I've seen the work they've done, and it's fucking inspiring. I would just like to also give it a try.
I think you're well placed, actually, to be, you mentioned the life coaching to add on as well.
Oh, definitely.
I think, I've met life coaches, right, who really have no right being a life coach. Do you know what I mean? They haven't lived life. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
How can you be a life coach if you haven't lived a life?
Oh, God,
in
yeah.
my
It's
opinion.
like going for someone for advice for stopping alcohol and they've never had a fucking drink.
Yeah. I think given your circumstance, given your experience, where you are, your obvious mind state, I think you're in a great position to be a life coach because I think, your story in itself is like proof in the pudding. That's your qualification. That's your BTEC national diploma. Do you get me? Like, yeah. I've been fucking absolutely pickled. And now I'm walking on the mud with no shoes on. You know what I mean?
I don't tend to walk on the mud. It's usually the grass.
The grass, yeah.
Usually the grass.
Yeah, I think you are, mate. Honest, I think you're proper well placed. I'd listen to you. That's the truth. I'd listen to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going to help Salpar get off this heroin.
I'm going to give it
desperate.
a go. I mean, I've got some space in my diary next week. I'll provide the oat milk. It'll be lovely.
That's amazing. I look
Thank
forward
you.
to that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sugar-free oat milk, lines of salt. Don't like Donkey Kong. We'll get that together, Salpar.
Oh, proper
It's going to be a
sausage,
joint
mate.
thing.
100%.
Just king of the sausages.
Advice. Have you got any? Obviously, you've been. Let's say you've been through the ringer, and now you're in the good place.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice for anyone that's in the ringer that wants to get to the good place? That's had enough.
Who's had enough?
Or maybe not had enough, that is starting to feel that this is becoming a problem, but are struggling making that leap and maintaining it.
Make sure your environment is healthy. So notice who you are actually getting advice from and who you're speaking to. Because it's all well and good speaking to your friends about things, but you need to be getting the advice from the right kind of people. And I actually mentioned this before, change, but change slowly. Because direction's more important than speed.
I think that's very good advice.
Yeah.
Change, but change slowly. Because you can do things too much and it's too much of a shock.
Of course you can. That's
right?
what I mean. Like, if you rush through things, you're not going to probably take it seriously. Everyone wants a really quick fix. Everyone wants to feel better right now.
I've seen it with people with the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen people
It's rad, man.
get off the couch and try and do a 3-hour workout. You know, obviously it's not going
Just
to work.
gonna literally, all you're doing there is fucking stressing yourself out. Your cortisol levels are going through the fucking roof. You're gonna hang on to weight because your cortisol levels are high. No one needs to kill themselves that much in the gym.
No.
Like nobody does. More than a fucking hour. Like if you go, you've done it. Like no one needs to go run on the treadmill for like 95 hours a day. It's just too fucking much. They'll go all in, or they won't do enough. There's no fucking in between. So change, but change slowly.
Great advice.
Thanks.
Change, but change slowly.
Because direction's more important than speed. I love that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Nicola, this is normally where we round it up.
Oh, that's okay.
This is normally the end of it. How long have we been rolling, Southpaw?
An hour and a half coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you I like talking.
But that's where we like it. We used to roll for 2 and 3 hours and things, and you know what? Like, we've done a bit of research, and that is not where you want a podcast. You
No,
want it between.
definitely not. That's too much, that.
You
No,
need it to be
it-
an hour, but really you need to be wrapping
An
it up.
hour and a half, I reckon.
You need to be wrapping it
It's
up.
like...
Unless you're Joe Rogan and you are the fountain of knowledge and you can talk on that level straight for 3 hours, 4 times a week, you wrap it up, mate. 'Cause
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I've had an absolute scream. It's been lovely, and I was really fucking nervous.
What a fucking guest you've been.
Oh, thank you.
What a fucking guest. Literally.
But my social battery, it's going to be conked in about 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
you might not even get a goodbye. It'll just be like...
Welcome.
I do that, you know, I do an Irish goodbye when I leave the pubs and that. I just don't even say goodbye because it's a lot.
What's an Irish
When you-
goodbye?
You just don't fucking
Oh,
say anything.
I've got a mate like that.
You just disappear.
He just drifts.
The
No,
trapdoor.
you have to, though.
He just drifts off, and it's like, oh, what? Oh, right, he's gone. That's
You know
You
the-
have to, though, because imagine trying to say bye to 15 people in different situations in the room.
Yeah, you'd be there a
It's
while.
a lot.
Yeah, you'd be
It's a
there
lot.
while.
It's a lot of energy. So you just piss off. It's great.
Every now and then it's fine, but don't become that person. I think, you know, because we know him and he just goes and it's like, oh, are we, mate? Like, it's only 1:30. Please, mate. Why have you gone?
You won't want me, my pal. I go at 7:30.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy we're not friends.
How can
Thank you.
if people want to get involved, use your service, how can people contact you?
Just message me. I haven't got a website as of yet. Joe Crease has actually made my website for me. He did my logo, amazing lad. So it'll be either via Instagram or Facebook, and I'm
And-
going to have more things to do.
What are those Instagram and Facebook names? Do they just find
Oh,
you?
Nictrition. It's just Nictrition Limited.
Nictrition.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm a
Nictrition.
limited company. That is off it.
You're limited.
Yeah.
So it's Nictrition on Facebook.
Yes.
And Nictrition, just straight up that word, nothing else.
Yeah.
Nictrition on Facebook, Nictrition on Instagram.
That's the one.
And any of you nutrition.
And it's a woman in an apple, and it's cool as fuck.
Love
And
that.
we will leave the links below.
Love that. Listen, Nicola, thank you
Thank you so
for
much.
speaking to people like us.
Letting me speak through waffle for an hour and a half.
Mate, you've been an amazing guest. We're truly, truly grateful. Listen, this is the end of the show. Everybody that's watching, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Listen to the sponsor. That has been People Like Us, and we'll see you next time.